So we encourage you to kind of see what we're going to do, maybe get some ideas, and then talk to your ILC if you want some more help in training with that. And if you do have some questions that come up as I go through this today, Jason will be looking at the chat, so you can go ahead and add things to the chat and he can answer some questions for you. And again, we'll record this and send it out or put it on our little website we have, so you can always refer back to it. And yeah, so with all that being said, let's go ahead and we'll get started. All right. So we're going to start with Nearpod and how we can use Nearpod to use our interactive videos with our students. Since this one is a district-supported solution, it's a great tool to use and see what you can do with it. I know some teachers had stopped using it because they didn't want to make a whole slide deck and they had some issues and stuff. And Nearpod's made it a little easier, a little more simple to just go ahead and use their tools without having to create a whole lesson or presentation with it. So what you would do is log into Nearpod and you have a create button and you can just go ahead and come to video. And once you've clicked on the video, you're going to have a bunch of options for videos you can use to do the interactive video with. So if you just feel like searching, since I'm an English teacher, there we go. And they have things, and you can see down in the corner, it says Nearpod, which means it's a Nearpod video. The nice things about choosing these Nearpod videos is they have some questions already built in that you can edit if you would like, or you can add your own to it too, or you can delete the question if you don't want their question. So that's great with the Nearpod videos. You also have these other options. This YouTube one, if I type in 8 parts of speech like I did before, I can choose YouTube videos that are 8 parts of speech and do similar things with it. So let's go ahead and load it. And again, here's the video. I can click on any point, add an activity. I've got 2 question choices that I can add. I would go ahead then and save, and I would have that video available. You can upload your own videos as well if you've got some saved on your computer, where you can bring them in and then do the exact same thing with that. What this would look like at that point then is you would just have the video show up in your Nearpod library, and then you would either do a live participation or student paced or the front of the class option, I guess there, just like any other Nearpod activity. And you can go ahead and throw that into Canvas, connect it that way, or just do it on its own. And so that's a great a resource for us here with Nearpod. Okay, like I said, we're moving right along. We're going to go to our second resource here, and that's Canvas and Canvas Studio. This one's been around for a little while, but not very many teachers have actually used it a whole lot. And so you'll find Studio on your far left menu, which is like your global menu for all of your Canvas classes. If you click on this Studio, it'll bring you to this screen. The reason why it's all the way over there is because it applies to all of your classes. So you don't have to create a video in a course and then have to like copy it or recreate it in another course. It's just always there. And so if you've never used it, this would be all blank, and you can go ahead and add your videos from right up here. Like I say, you can bring your own videos in, or you can bring stuff in like from YouTube, and you can add it. So this same video that I had in my Nearpod that I searched on YouTube, I brought it in right here. And the one nice thing about the Canvas Studio is you can create collections. And so if you did want to break things into like class periods or subjects, if you teach multiple subjects, you could create, basically it's a file that keeps your videos for that course in there. So it doesn't have to all be a ton of videos all over the place. You can organize it a little bit in here. Once you've got a video, you would then, you can click on the snowman menu for the video and you would create your quiz. And this will look a lot like the Nearpod. You do have some options here. This is really nice to be able to hide the question markers so students can't skip ahead. And I usually use that so they don't know where the question pops up. Let's do this. And so now it's the same idea. You can play the video, and then you have 3 options for questions: your multiple choice, true, false, multiple answer. And you can then assign this in Canvas itself. I'll show you that really quick. And so once you've created the video, it'll be saved in here. Once you go to your dashboard, and you'll choose a course, and it'll just be like creating an assignment with an external tool. And you'll want to do it this way, because there's another way to do it, but this is the way that you want to do it if you actually want to collect data and have them take the video like as a quiz. You make sure you come through and use this external tool. So external tool, Canvas Studio. Now our videos will show up here. This is the video I want. Okay, I'm pretty sure I have some in here. Video quiz embed. And now it would take them, students would click on it, it would take them to this quiz, they would watch the video, and then you would get, you can get some really good data from these as far as students watching the video, if they skipped the video, the questions they got right and wrong, and it gives you some decent things to look at as far. So that's why I would use Canvas Studio, mostly because of that option so that students don't see where the questions are at, and the data that it can give you. So again, talk to your ILC if you need some more help with that one. I wanted to make sure we had time for all 3. And so the last one we're going to look at is using YouTube for Education version. The only caveat with this one is you do need to do it within Google Classroom. So even though we use Canvas, you're still allowed to have a Google Classroom if you would like to use it. It's just not to be in place of Canvas. And so some teachers I know will link Google Classroom stuff to their Canvas. So students are using Canvas to go to the Google Classroom. It can get a little messy, but it's okay. You can do it if you want. So you would just create a classroom in your Google Classroom. You'd sign up for it, create your class. And to do that, this would be kind of the code you'd want to give students to get into your classroom. But this is how it would work for an assignment. Click on classwork, go to create an assignment, and you can see down here they have this YouTube. And you can click on that. And then you can do the same YouTube search. Click on the video, add your questions. And again, they have 3 options here, which the Nearpod seem to only have 2. And then you can attach it. And then you'll get data from your quiz in your Google Classroom. You just need to make sure you hit assign there. And when students come to your classroom, they would see that posted here on your feed for your classroom. And so you could come to here. Now that wouldn't be connected to Canvas, so you would have to manually enter scores if you're going to keep scores for it. Again, that's an advantage with Canvas Studio, though there are some bugs to that sometimes to be aware of. It's really similar to Nearpod, this Canvas or this classroom. It's I would suggest just using Nearpod, but if you don't want to go through the whole Nearpod thing, you can use the YouTube directly here. That's 10 minutes, and hopefully one of these things can help you think about some innovative ways you can use videos inside your classroom and to get students more engaged in some of the content you're working with. And again, if you have questions, let your ILC know, and have a great day.